back at US Air Arena. One overtime in the books. It's still 2-2, obviously, since we have another overtime to go between the Penguins and Capitals. And our next intermission, this is what, the third or fourth of the evening. Dave Johnson now joined by Joe Ricci, and we're getting health updates tonight from the various Capitals. Let's get a health update on Joe Ricci. How you feeling when you're coming back?
It feels good. You know, I think that I was hoping for Friday. I'm going to try skating a little harder tomorrow, and you know, hopefully we can get a win out of here tonight, and we wrap it up, and then I get a longer rest. But I'm kind of hoping that by Sunday I should, hopefully, if everything goes well, I could be able to play.
All right, let's get your take on what's going on tonight. I see you've loosened the tie a little.
Yeah,
obviously the pressure's getting to you a little bit.
You know, I can't, you know, watching these games, especially as a player, but you know, you just sit in there and you're so nervous, especially in overtime. And you know, it's been a great hockey game, and I think that both teams have worked hard, and I think Ole has played an exceptional game, and I think as a team we've really shut down a lot of their key players. And you know, this is playoff hockey, and it's building and building, and it'd be great just to come out of here with a great win.
What starts to kick in at this point? Because obviously, mentally and physically, both teams right now have to be, you know, terribly tired. How do you refocus yourself? How do you try to fight off that fatigue? Or can you?
I think both teams now, you can start seeing the play starting to slow down a lot, and I think there are going to be a lot safer plays. You know, I think whoever gets, you know, you hate to see it, but it's going to be a lucky break, and that's just going to come. The longer it goes, the more tired people are going to get, and more mentally tired. And it's been a tough game out there. You know, there's been a lot of checks, and you know, I think the longer it goes, the more fatigue's going to set in, and that's when you're going to see a break coming.
Well, what about the ice? This type of situation, as longer the game goes, this type of weather, hotter weather, a sellout crowd, does the ice come into play at all this late in the game?
I got to think so, but you know, I think the longer it's been skated on, the more it's going to get a little more slushy. But you know, both teams got to play on it, so it's you know, it doesn't favor either one. I think the slushier is that's better for me, because that just slows everyone right down.
And you can get after them and plan
exactly.
Well, and you mentioned that. Let's talk about the defensive job tonight, because obviously, even though Lemieux's not in the lineup, the Penguins are still the Penguins. And also tonight, really, it's been a rotation of about 4 defensemen with Eric Sharon going down.
Well, I think Jimmy Johnson's played a great game tonight, and I think he's had a really good playoffs. And, you know, I think he's played an exceptional game. I think Sylvain Cote's been playing really well. And I think our penalty killing has really done a great job as a unit. And our special teams have been real good for us. And I think that as a team, we're playing good team defense. And when we need the saves, we're getting them. But, you know, I think that we've had some guys that have just stepped up and played great defense for us. And I think our team realizes that we're short on the D, and they're coming back and helping us a lot.
All right, Joe Ricci, I know you'd like to be out there, but best of luck. Hope we see you real soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, Joe Ricci, and we'll continue with our coverage of the Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins from US Air Arena. Again, 2-2 the score. We're heading to the second overtime.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Your turn, man.
When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good.
I think she digs you.
Really?
No. Beyond the sea, somewhere.
They say that man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive money back based on your annual level of purchases. The more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Oh, look, someone parked their Mercedes in your spot.
I know, that's mine.
Excuse me? Hello. Did I miss the memo about you being promoted? How can you afford a Mercedes?
It's easy.
It's easy.
The Mercedes C-Class, starting at $29,900 at your Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Look who's got a Mercedes.
Hey, I like it in silver. Heck, I want it in red. Your Washington Mercedes-Benz dealers. We're with you every mile.
Criminologists ponder national crime rates. Crime rates are down across the board, some dramatically. And the question has become, is this a blip or a trend? Well, Bennett's Council on Crime in America presented statistics that conclude that more aggressive incarcerations and stricter sentencing appear to be turning around an archaic penal system. Well, I say, don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
The Washington Post. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
HTS. This is ACC country. Football power. Tops and hoops. Masters of sports. HTS is the ACC. No one's got more ACC sports. No one delivers more ACC championships than HTS. No one. Period. This is ACC country. This is HTS.
Folks, you may have tuned in thinking you're going to see the replay of Game 4 between the Caps and Penguins. You're joining us live. We're about to go into the second overtime session of the night, deadlocked at 2 in what has been a spectacular and very wild game here at US Air Arena. I'm Al Koken along with Craig Laughlin. We're back with you and we're ready for more. It has been a tremendous game and a very entertaining overtime session, one that was dominated by the Washington Capitals.
Total domination. They got the puck in deep. The defensemen for the Pittsburgh Penguins were like they were in quicksand. They couldn't move. They were simply dumping it off the glass and getting it out. Typical overtime period, though, and I don't think the momentum is a big issue right now. Right now, both teams going into the period fresh. Should be very interesting to see how guys like Yager, Nedved, Peter Bondra, I'd like to see get going along with Michael Pavonka and company.
One of the good scoring chances the Capitals had in that overtime session belonged to Kelly Miller on a breakaway.
And here's a missed play right here from Wilkinson. And here's Kelly Miller off to the races. Being right here, you'll see Wilkinson and J.J. Daigneault, but it's at the end of this play. A great shot, great save. You'll say Daigneault come in right there, knocking the puck away, keeping it out of harm's way from Peter Bondra. And the Capitals had their fair share, as we have documented the shots on goal. And who is that in the corner? Well, it's Dale Hunter taking a hit to Krieger. And look at this Ustorf shot right here. That baby is labeled top shelf, and it doesn't get there because of the big catching glove of Kenny Reggett. Just an awesome save. And here's J.J. Daigneault right here collecting a pass from Francis. He's got a clear lane to the net. He's going 5-hole. And there's Ole, the goalie, closing her down. He has had a terrific hockey game, facing close to 50 shots here. He's been outstanding. The game's locked at 2. Gotta love it.
So we saw the Capitals, despite not having the momentum to end the game, come out and dominate the overtime session. Do we see the other way around now? The Caps seem to have the momentum going their way.
I'm not sure if we're going to see it that way. I think it's a fresh period. I think it gave the time. The Pittsburgh Penguins are going to sit in there, and the Caps are going to sit in their dressing room. The big thing right now is don't make the bonehead play. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't want to be the guy that makes a big mistake that causes the goal. If they score in a great play, that's sport and that's hockey. You don't want to give them a goal one way or another.
So we've got a second overtime ahead for you. We'll get to it in just a moment. The Caps outshot the Penguins 14-3 in the first extra session. We'll find out what's ahead here at 11:35 p.m. Eastern. Back with more after this.
Everyone's got a golden hour. What's yours?
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets job. Now, if you can only get a cab. Team needs new jerseys. Person has to deliver them overnight. Goes to post office. Finds express mail is a smart solution. Guarantees delivery. Jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
Remind you of your car insurance company? Maybe it's time to pull the plug. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. At Geico, we offer renewal to over 98% of our policyholders. so people stay with Geico year after year. Who knows how long they'll be with us? Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
86, Jane. 87, Becky. Oh, you know, yesterday I went to Safeway. Yeah? I bought $95 worth of groceries. Oh, that's nice. But I only paid $67. Oh, it has to be the Safeway coupon book. It happens every month. Incredible savings. I'd say phenomenal. On stuff I'm already shopping for. All my family favorites. I'd have to be nuts not to use it. The Safeway coupon book. It's too exciting. I'm prime. I'm pumped.
Have you been to Luskin's lately? He has.
Luskin's, I found that with the Mitsubishi brand, they had the best quality at the best price on the big screen TV.
It's never been done before. Right now, get 0% interest for 18 months on every big screen TV and every major appliance. 18 months to pay and 0% interest. This Sharp 25-inch TV, $249. This 31-inch RCA, $599. This 46-inch Zenith, $1188. Remember, only Luskin's has same-day delivery. The cheapest guy in town is the smartest guy around.
See you at Luskin's.
There has been 80 minutes of hockey played tonight here at US Air Arena before a sellout crowd of 18,130 fans, but we do not have a winner. We're about to go into the extra session. The Caps and Penguins in Game 4 of an Eastern Conference quarterfinal series, looking to see who gets this victory tonight. There's a man who has got to be very, very fresh, because I do not remember seeing Kevin Kaminski on the ice at all this evening. Now, as fresh as Kevin Kaminski is, I can imagine how tired Jaromir Jagr is for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguin superstar, Jaromir Jagr, has had 33 shifts tonight. He has played 38 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's enough. That's enough for a week for a lot of guys. 38 minutes. Tell you what, he's looking tired, though. I thought he looked dog-tired in that period, Al. I mean, he was being hauled down in the corner. He's been carrying 3 guys on his back, 3 Capitals every time. But he could be a guy, though. He has that great leg strength that could turn one over and quickly bust out.
Greg, talk to us about what goes on in the locker room after a full overtime session. I know fluids have got to be a major concern. What do you do as a hockey player to try and get yourself rejuvenated as quickly as possible?
Well, I'm sure there's fruit in the dressing room. A lot of guys will have bananas or oranges or stuff like that. They'll have a lot of water. Water's very important for them to get ready. They'll sit with their legs up in the air and stuff like that to make sure they're ready for this overtime period.
Well, before we get started with the second OT, let's go downstairs and join Dave Johnson.
Well, Greg, I think you're right. I saw Jaromir Jagr come off the ice. Does look very tired indeed. And, you know, Joe Ricky mentioned something. He said games like this usually come down to a mistake. So I think that's why line change is going to be very important. You want to keep the freshest players out there. They have to be careful that someone's not out there in a position where they're so tired they end up making a mistake. It takes one goal and one mistake, and this game's over. Send it back upstairs to Alan Craig.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. And, of course, the man who cannot afford to make the mistakes are the goaltenders, Ole Kolzig and now Ken Reggett. If you are just joining us, Ken Reggett has come in replacement of Tom Barrasso. He came in to start the second period. So Ken Reggett has done a fine job, and he stopped 14 shots in that overtime session. We welcome everybody all over our HCS community as you join us now live here for the start of the second overtime. Dale Hunter wins the faceoff. It's Hunter out there with Eagles and Stefan Ustor to start the extra session. Dale Hunter flinging a Penguin to the ice. That was Ronnie Francis. Not Gonchar. Quick pass ahead to Stefan Ustor. Jaromir Jagr backhands it out of the zone. Sonority brings it back in with 2 Capitals trapped. That's offside.
And Al, you and I talked about it. So unbelievable, the ramifications of this hockey game. Who wins this game? This could be very well the series game. The winner of this will win this series. That's how big of a momentum shift it's going to be one way or another. And you lose an overtime game, you're down and out. I mean, it's tough to get back up to the level you were at. Either team is going to have a good opportunity, whoever wins this, to win the series. I think they have the upper hand.
I agree. Caps go up 3-1 in terms of games. They don't let Pittsburgh back in it. If the Penguins win this game, they have all the momentum, they have all the confidence, saying, look what we did without Lemieux. They go back home, and even though home ice has not been an advantage, I guarantee it will be at some point. And with the Penguins having 2 of the remaining 3 games, if they're able to win tonight, back in Pittsburgh, that definitely puts the Penguins in the driver's seat clearly. So as you mentioned, the ramifications so dramatic tonight. The winner of this game would win this entire series off the end of it. Quick shot in by Krieger. And sticked aside by Kenny Regan. Now Todd Krieger steps into Zubov. Here's Nedved trying to dig it out. Throws it back behind the net to Zubov, who has some skating room and brings it out of the zone. Zubov looking for Nedved. Nedved in alone. Peter Nedved. Saved by Kozig. Oh, what a job that only the goalie did to save the game for the Washington Capitals.
And the fans here are just bowing, just saying thank you, Ole. Unbelievable. Against the sharpshooter, Peter Nedved. He's been shooting the biscuit. That's why he scored 5 goals in this series. Here he tries to do a dipsy-do, and here's just the flip of the puck. And here's Nedved. Look at Michael Pavanka, who's caught playing D. It skips over him, and look at the puck rolling a little bit. He's got him down and out, but he couldn't get it up and over the pad. That's an unbelievable save. Ole, the goalie, you're the man. He's the man. What a save by Olaf Kozig, the bouncing biscuit.
Michael Pavanka tried to go for the steal. Nedved sneaked in behind him, and look at Kozig. Waited for Nedved to make the first move, then spread out as much as that 6'3" body as he could, and he got the guy who has definitely been the hottest Pittsburgh goal scorer of the series. It was a Nedved goal in the 3rd period with the Penguins on the power play that gave this game its 2-all dimension. And Olaf Kozig stops Nedved there to keep the Caps' hope alive. Well, we saw the Capitals with the good early chances in the first overtime. Now it's Pittsburgh who had the best chance, and we'll see if that means Pittsburgh is the team with most of the momentum in the 2nd overtime. Here's Joe Juneau trying to come back for Washington. Andrew Burnett tried to find him again. This is a long pass up ahead for Smolinski that fails to connect, and it forces an icing call against the Penguins. Well, I tell you, no matter what happens in this game, you have to be impressed with what Olaf Kozig has done. The guy barely played down the stretch because of the great work of Jim Carey. He was forced into Game 1 and gave the Caps tremendous relief work. He won Game 2, stopping 33 of 36 Pittsburgh shots as the Capitals beat the Penguins in Game 2. Then he watched Jim Carey have what Carey and Jim Schoenfeld both say was a difficult night. Now, with all the pressure shifting to Washington, Olaf Kozig comes back and has stopped 44 of 46 Pittsburgh shots. And I'll tell you, the first guy who will congratulate him, the guy who couldn't be happier for what Olaf Kozig has done tonight, is that man right there. Nedved takes another draw from Michael Pavanka. And the Penguins try and hop it out of the zone. They do, but Bondra collars it. Long shot, but trapped inside, unable to clear the zone before the shot came in, was Pavanka. And that'll be another offside on Washington. Well, you know, a guy like Peter Bondra has the speed that Nedved flashed moments ago. Breakaway opportunities could come that way. This ice has got to be chippy. The puck is bouncing. Very difficult if you're a defenseman. You've got to make sure you play the puck perfectly. As we saw Neil Wilkinson fanning on a shot in the first overtime. That almost led to Kelly Miller. Pure breakaway. As it was, Miller put a good shot, forcing Regan into a brilliant save. How will this be decided? Here's Dietzen looking for Murray. That was behind him as Murray had a step behind the Capital defense. It's been the Penguins with the early attack in this second overtime. Now Dietzen looking for Kevin Miller. Cote steps up on him. Jim Johnson back to play. Deflected out of the zone by Todd Krieger, and now Hunter comes out with Ustor. Peter Bondra creates a turnover. Hunter couldn't catch up with it. There's Reagan. To flip it up with his stick. The glove hand then drops it for his defense. Now Ronnie Francis looking for Yager. There's one of those bouncing up. And Sergei Gonchar looked like he was playing for DC United and not the Washington Capitals. Hunter coming back for Washington. He's held up by Chris Joseph, who hasn't had a lot of time, but you're going to see people now. Now Yager throws Tenori down to no call. You want an indication the whistle's been buried? There was Exhibit A. Here's Daigneault again holding it in. Ronnie Francis being held up by Tenori. Eagles comes in. Yager thrown to the ice with a big hit by Hunter. And now Gonchar finishes him off with another leveling blow. The Capitals come back. This is Stefan Ustrov. Tries to work his way around Chris Joseph. Joseph's partner Daigneault brings it back, setting up Smolinski. Steve Pops behind the Washington net. Quick ahead to Juneau, who finds Kelly Miller. Kelly Miller into the zone. He's pushed off the play by Zubov. Smolinski quick off the boards and past Cote.
That was a great sequence as Yager gets leveled twice. Even in overtime, they still have the energy to take the big body checks.
There's not a bigger check to body than Yager on the ice right now. Here's Kelly Miller against another big customer. Rose throws it in front. Nelson can't catch up with it. Zubov will back it out of the zone. Now Cote wheels around again. Here's Sylvain Cote. Cote firing. Kicked out by Reagan. Bondra with room in the near corner. Bondra had it stopped once. Bondra now gets it to Cote. Throws to the front. Deflection attempt. Reagan stayed with it all the way. He's down. Wrap around attempt. But the net was taken off. And here they go behind the net. Peter Bondra. He's throwing punches. He and Chris Tamer are tangled up. And now Thomas Sandstrom has got a hold of a Capital. That's Joey Juneau. This will be an interesting decision for Dan Maruelli. It certainly looked like the Pittsburgh Penguins forced that net off its moorings to stop the play. How will Maruelli call it?
Well, if it's intentional, it'd be a penalty shot here. But I don't think he's going to call that. He didn't signal any penalties whatsoever.
It looks like somebody threw a bottle, an idiot in the stands throwing a bottle on the ice. This is an absolutely ridiculous development. This crowd has been supportive, this crowd has been loud, but one moron in the crowd has forced play to stop here and has put everybody on the ice in a perilous situation. Well, Jeff Nelson coming around from behind the net. Had an opportunity.
Bell rung, too. I think he had his bell rung here. Here's the shot. Here's Nelson going to pick up the puck here. Here it is. Working it around here. There it is. There's Tamer taking out Peter Bondra and the net.
So let's even it up, which is what Dan Maruelli has done. Other than the obvious interference call that was ignored right there, he's got roughing calls to Bondra and Tamer for what went on after that, deciding not to penalize Chris Tamer for taking Peter Bondra into the net, taking the net off its moorings. A variety of different things that could have been called, but of course this is the overtime, and it'd be very difficult for Dan Maruelli or any official to make a call that dramatically changes the outcome because of a power play. He did it for one aside in the first overtime, but nothing so far here as the US Air Arena crew has got to come out. Now, one of the other things, we know the condition of the ice is not good to begin with. This is something that's going to come into play. There's got to be glass fragments on the ice right now. These guys can't get everything up. If the Capitals are working a passing play and something deflects off one of those ice fragments onto the stick of the Penguin, I mean, it can really work against people. Somebody coming back into the zone loses an edge because they step on a piece of glass. That's how bad this is when you put something like that out. And we certainly hope that fan who threw the bottle out has been grabbed and hauled from this building.
Well, Aldo, we had a great sequence earlier in this second overtime period. This is the Gonchar, Yager, Hunter, everyone involved down there. There's Yager getting nailed by Dale Hunter. Watch him get up. Hunter will grab him, throw him down, and watch Gonchar come in. Boom! Lowers the boom on Yarmer Yager. If the play was going all the way up the ice, Yager was just fortunate to make it to his bench. He was dead tired. Finally got there. Wow. Great hit.
Didn't you used to that to your buddies in high school? Somebody goes low, somebody else goes high. Take somebody spinning. Well, they still continue to work. The linesmen, McCourt and Gauthier, trying to help out the US Air Arena crew. Dan Merwelli has gone to the Pittsburgh exit of the ice to ask for some further assistance, apparently. He wants to get this game moving. Right now, there is a long layoff, and I'm sure neither side particularly upset about the additional rest, as we have 15:27 to go in this second overtime. If you're just joining us, this game is tied at 2. It was a 2-0 Washington Capitol lead. A power play goal by Michael Bovanka in the first period. Another one by Peter Bondra in the second gave the Caps their 2-0 advantage. But a Jaromir Jagr shorthanded goal that came with just a minute and 18 seconds remaining in the second period tied the game up. Then one of the craziest situations of the night. Todd Krieger looked to be committing a couple different penalties against Mario Lemieux. None were called. Lemieux decided to take matters into his own hands. He slashed Todd Krieger from behind. When Krieger turned to give something back to Lemieux, Lemieux jumped him, instigated a fight, and got kicked out of the game. He got a 2-minute minor for instigation, 2-minute minor for slashing, a 5-minute major for fighting, and a game misconduct. Pat Peake jumped in to try and help out Todd Krieger. He was awarded a game misconduct. The Capitals had a 5-minute power play. They were only able to get 3 shots on Ken Reggett, and the Pittsburgh Penguins responded at the 8-minute mark of the third period. Peter Nedved, with his 5th of the playoffs, got this game tied at 2, and you're joining us now live on HTS.
And Aldo, speaking of Peter Nedved, this game could have easily been over by now. Peter Nedved with a glorious opportunity. Here's Zubov, normal speed, flips it up. Watch that little flip shot. And here's Nedved on Michael Bovanka, breakaway on Colson. And Ole, the goalie, shuts her down. That big left leg out there to stop that deke attempt by Peter Nedved. His goals usually, he likes to shoot the puck, a wrist shot top shelf. There he tries to deke the goaltender, Kolzig. Kolzig has been wonderful, outstanding, all those great things. He's been the guy that's kept the Caps in this hockey game.
The Capitals continue to try and narrow the shot margin. It was 10 coming into the period at 45-35 Penguins. Right now it's 46-39 Penguins. So the Capitals have pulled within 7 of matching Pittsburgh in the shot department. As definitely Ole Kolzig has been the busier man tonight, and also in this second overtime session after the Caps dominated the first OT, peppering Kenny Reggett with 14 shots. Kolzig saw 3 off the sticks of Penguins. So apparently we're ready to go. Dan Merwelli trying to do some final adjustments to the ice as a bottle had been flung out onto the US Air Arena ice. It has been cleaned up. And as we join you live at 11:55 p.m., we've got a face-off just over the Penguin blue line. Juneau will win it. We've got 4-on-4 hockey with the coincidental roughing calls, Tamer and Bondra. Now, you would think the Capitals obviously lose in that exchange by not having Peter Bondra out there. But remember, Chris Tamer, one of the valuable defensemen, he's also a critical member, a guy who would normally be out in circumstances like this. So it'll be interesting to see.
He hasn't been out.
It's decided here at 4-on-4.
Well, Tamer's out there all the time now. I haven't seen that guy come off the ice. He logs a ton of ice time. But right now, the big question mark here is the Capitals have to go head-to-head with Peter Nedved and Ronnie Francis. There's a lot of room to operate out there. Juneau's got to really do a good job against Peter Nedved. He seems to have a good hands for the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. They're the guy they're looking to score a big goal for them.
Juneau does the job there on that face-off. Gonchar fires in. Here's Chris Joseph. Joseph getting some attention from Kelly Miller and Joe Juneau. Juneau forces Joseph back. Caps looking to try and create a turnover deep in the zone. They do create one in neutralized area. It's thrown back in quickly. Caps quickly change change up. Ustorf on now, replacing Kelly Miller. Gonchar has a little trouble with that. Now Stefan Ustorf. One whack at it. Gonchar recovers, finds Michael Pavanka. Pavanka into the zone. This is Pavanka and Ustorf. Ustorf knocked down momentarily. Yager comes into the play. Yager and Francis out for the Pittsburgh Penguins. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute. Here is Yager against Johnson. Jaromir Yager ridden to the corner by Johnson. Roughed up by Pavanka. They continue to not let Jaromir Yager have room. You see Gonchar, who's got to be dead tired, losing a bit of an edge. The net comes off its moorings as well. That is what stops play.
A lot of stoppages here. The teams, that puck in the corner there, and Gonchar really fumbled it a little bit. Just about Yager, just about a chance out in front. Kolzig saw that, quickly turned into his net. So he was going to knock that baby off just to get a face-off, settle down the Capitals. Now an important face-off in the Capital zone. 14-18 left here in the second OT.
The Capitals have always approached Lemieux and Yager with the idea of not giving them any room on the ice. They respect them as players, but they don't show that respect on the ice. Probably the most physical team against the two Penguin Stars that exists in the National Hockey League, and the Penguins know it. There is no awe when the Capitals play Yager and Lemieux. They're never hesitant to body check those guys, but of course, part of the problem is you've got to catch them first. They've done it pretty well tonight against Jaromir Yager, particularly in the late going here. Sonorti gets it up to Mike Eagle. Eagle will work his way into the Penguin zone. 20 seconds remaining. And the coincidental roughing calls to Tamer and Bondman. Now J.J. Damian will start up for Pittsburgh. Flips ahead to Kevin Miller. Tries one of those cross-eyes passes. He finds Peter Nedved, but he'll just dump it into the zone. Things have slowed down a little bit here as nobody is gambling. Now Bondra and Tamer are out as Kelly Miller comes in for Washington. Couldn't control the puck. Had a spin back as Pavanka was trapped inside. Thrown in by Mark Tinordi and followed up by Pavanka, who whistles a shot through the crease. Gonchar fires. It's loose in front. Post-up. Bondra. Pavanka both whack at it. And it goes behind the net. Steve pops. A long drive. Deflected. Rebound just hops under the stick of Bondra. Gonchar again throws it in front. And again it hits traffic. A couple of great chances off long point shots by Gonchar and Pops. Now Gonchar tries to play the puck. Zubov sweeps around him, but there to help were the forwards, Pavanka and Bondra. Todd Krieger now on for Washington as both sides want line changes. Nedved steams into the zone. Nedved leads for Yager. Yager shoots. Kolzig gets a piece of that. And then Cote with a big hit again on Jaromir Yager, who's slow coming up ice. Johnson fires it in. Juno first to it, although there was a broken stick that gave Juno problems. Now here is Nedved. Nedved with Daigneault and Francis to the front. His shot never gets through as Cote got in the way. And the Caps try and come back. Juno looking for Jeff Nelson at center ice. Nelson flips into the zone. Then gives chase with Mike Eagles. Eagles has his helmet ripped off, but the puck is cleared by the Penguins. This will be icing as it's touched up by Sergei Gonchar with 11 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the second overtime.
Great flurry by the Washington Capitals trying to end off this overtime game. Great opportunities. The puck's being shot from the point. Michael Pavanka, great chance to win this game on the doorstep. Just shoots the puck wide, but some good flurry. We had a real down spot to start this overtime period. Now it's picked back up, and here it is. The shot around by Tinordi, and watch the Capitals jump high. There's the shot by Pavanka, ripped it wide. Here's the best opportunity right here. Michael Pavanka getting the puck and hitting the side of the net. He had the whole net up top, but he was on his backhand. And there's a good shot, too, by Pop, just about squirting through. Every shot a dangerous shot in overtime.
We welcome all of you who are watching the Orioles earlier tonight on HTS1. Al Koken, Craig Laughlin, and Dave Johnson. We are live with you in the second overtime of Game 4, Eastern Conference quarterfinal series between the Caps and Penguins. It's a 2-all hockey game. Well, the Caps have had some good chances just moments ago. Now the Penguins come back. Glenn Murray tries to squeeze it by Steve Potts, who's getting more ice time as the game continues. Ustorp drags it out of the zone, throws it off the glass. Backhanded in a little further by Andrew Burnett, then turned back by Chris Taylor. Here is Sergei Gonchar, ahead to Dale Hunter. Hunter hammered into the boards by Joe Dietzig with a heavy hit. And Dietzig takes it off by Stefan Ustorp. These guys may be tired, but the hitting has not stopped. It is a relentless pace. Another collision. Dietzig gets some attention from Sylvain Cote. Now Daniel gives it away. But Pavanka loses it as well, and here is Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom leaves it for Roche, but it popped out of the zone. Dan McCourt calls the offside on the Penguins with 10:42 to go.
Well, right now, this time of this hockey game, it's the fitness factor also. The Washington Capitals obviously very well trained in fitness with Frank Costello. This is where it has to kick in. This is why they train so hard. Here's the big hit on Dale Hunter by Joe Dietzig. He just finishes his check and bam! Dale Hunter flying into the boards. You can see he just got right back up. He's going to be all right. There he's shaking his head. I'm all right. I'm ready to go. This is his type of hockey game, this overtime.
The Pittsburgh Penguins did skate this morning. The Washington Capitals did not. Jim Schoenfeld, after a rigorous practice yesterday, a film session, some meetings, gave his players the morning off. Maybe that is the final little edge they'll need. They're a banged-up hockey club. They've lost another player, Eric Sharon, to injury tonight. They're going with 5 defensemen, and these guys have been terrific, as has the Penguin crew. Now Pavanka in front. Miller shoots it over the net. Oh, Kelly Miller off a Michael Pavanka shot. Now Cote to Miller. Unger loses it. Miller a backhand shot, and Regan makes the save. Again, the Capitals storm the Pittsburgh net. Again, they've got glorious opportunities, but can't get anything by Kenny Regan.
And the fans here at the USA Arena getting up on their feet, trying to give the Caps that little extra boost. Even the fans a little bit tired. Here's that shot by Kelly Miller. The puck is rolling up and over the net, and a couple of good opportunities right after that. Here's the one play right here. Kelly Miller coming in and spanking that one right off the stick of Barrasso, Kenny Regan. Barrasso's gone, Regan's in. Unbelievable. There's the Warrior right there, Aldo.
Get thrown into the boards, come right back moments later for a critical face-off. It's Hunter against Nedved. Nedved, who's done a magnificent job with the draw tonight. Then a dangerous up-the-middle pass was almost picked off by Ustorp. Sergei Zubov with a pass you don't expect from a veteran.
And that's what he used to do all the time with the Rangers. He was trying, that's the same play they use all the time in New York, trying to hit Messier up the center zone there. He was trying to hit Yager up the middle.
Capitals keep the pressure on in the zone. Now it's taken away, and Nedved finds Jaromir Jagr. Jagr one-on-one with Tenori. Tenori doesn't let him get the shot away cleanly and then puts it back to the deck. They have abused Jaromir Jagr all night long, not allowing him room to maneuver, although he did get a short-handed goal earlier off a pretty shot on the near boards. Now Dietzig tries to move around Cote. Can't. Look at Juno sweep it out to Todd Krieger. With Brunette charging to the net. Krieger backhand. Brunette wrestled to the ice in front of Merrill to no call. The Penguins come back. Sandstrom throws it up and out of play. Jim Schoenfeld trying to get Merrill the earful. But again, a pulse is still beating in Andrew Brunette, so there won't be a penalty.
You still got a pulse? Okay. Here's the last Cap rush. You see Krieger going wide. He's throwing it across to Brunette. You'll see Brunette being tackled at the far side of the post there. No calls are going to be made in this late in the game unless they're coincidental minors. One more chance. Brunette driving to the net. Just about even got a stick on that one, even as he was hauled down. No penalty call by Dan Merrill.
Greg, one guy I haven't seen much for the Pittsburgh Penguins defensively has been big Francois Leroux.
Just penalty killing. That one penalty kill that they've had to work on, that's it.
Pretty much a 4 defenseman rotation for Eddie Johnson. Pretty much of a 5-man rotation. Steve Pops has had a little more time this period. But the Warriors have been Cote, Johnson, Gonchar, and Tenorti for the Capitals. Daigneault, Joseph, Zubov out there as well for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now another tackle right in front of the Capital bench. Chris Joseph tackling Todd Krieger before he could butt drop. Now a turnover. Roach in. Save Colson. Michael Belanca tries to move it away. Turns it over. Smolinski keeps it in the zone. Roach is in front of the net. Deflected over the cage. Here comes Peter Bondra. Bondra with some speed. He fires a wrist shot that's gloved and held by Kenny Regan. Are these the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Pittsburgh Steelers? There's been some beautiful tackling being done to no penalty.
Well, Merwelli will probably give him one more. 3 for $1. That third one, though, he might nail somebody. You know what I mean? And there's Todd Krieger talking to Dan Merwelli. Here's the opportunities. Here's the tackles down low. Here's one right here. Chris Joseph on Todd Krieger. That's a good open field tackle there by Joseph that he gets away with, but then Krieger holds his stick. And here's a scoring chance. A giveaway by Jimmy Johnson. Look at this. Barreling in. Good backhand shot right there by Dave Roche, coming in hard on the goaltender, Olaf Kolzig. Look at him lean in with that big beam right there, leaning in with all his body, trying to get that backhander away. Good save by Olaf Kolzig here in the second overtime.
And Kolzig with the big save and the clear of the rebound to an open corner, not allowing it to come back into a high traffic area. So the Caps will have a face-off with 8:39 to go in the second overtime. It's going to be Mike Eagles to try his luck against Peter Nedved. And Nedved wins it again. Tamer wraps it around the dasher boards. Held in for a moment by Gonchar, now cleared out. Francis will pump it ahead, looking for Nedved. Caps recover. Momentarily at least. Yager to Ronnie Francis. Francis firing. That goes off Tenorti and up into the crowd. This face-off will remain in Washington ice.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to breakfast. What do you think?
Get this delivered. You got the number in Bugsy's place, the penalty box, or Langway's? Somebody in the area, the American Cafe? Somebody should be getting something here. For those of you joining us after watching the Baltimore Orioles knock off the Kansas City Royals 11-8, you're here at 12:09, 9 minutes after midnight, the second overtime in Game 4 of the series between the Caps and Penguins. Al Koch and Craig Laughlin and Dave Johnson with you. It has been a dandy. Now Yager still has Tenorti all over. This works to the advantage of the Caps as Tenorti is able to hold Yager to no call. Centering pass, it hops on Zubov's stick. It's loose in front, and Cote sweeps it out and starts back. Here is Sylvain Cote, 2 Penguins back. Cote puts on the brakes, throws it to the front where it's sticked aside by Kenny Regan. Now a couple of Caps collide with each other and allow Zubov to come in. Zubov shot, he gets the rebound, shoots, Kolzig the save! And now Kolzig has something to say to Yager. And Merwelli lets Olaf Kolzig get away with a shot to the back of the head of Jaromir Jagr.
That was a good waffle to the back of the coconut right there, Al. He got away with that one. Merwelli's not going to call it. Jagr came in hard, trying to get the rebound here. Here's Zubov coming up, gets a good shot away, blocked by Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy's looking around for it. He picks up his own rebound. Here's a high, hard one that hits the Capitals Eagle right in the crest area. There's Jagr coming through, and there's the waffle to the back of the head of Jaromir Jagr from Olaf Kolzig.
Olaf Kolzig has been square to the shooter all night long, has been in terrific position, has controlled rebounds, and has made the saves when needed. But he's also showing a little frustration. He wouldn't mind a little breakfast as well. Evan Miller trying a centering pass. That goes off the body of Juno. Miller tries again from behind the net. Evan Miller walks in front, sends it through the crease. And Andrew Burnett will start back for the Caps. Has trouble with the rolling puck. Finally sweeps it into the zone. Reggett stops it, leaves it for Neil Wilkinson. Now this is Daigneault. Daigneault collects his thoughts, looks ahead, surveys his options, and decides it's best to leave it to the smooth skating Kevin Miller. He finds Sandstrom crisscrossing. Sandstrom bumped off by Steve Fox. Excuse me, that was Glenn Murray, not Sandstrom. Now it squirts in front. There's Brunette to cover up for Washington, and Juneau starts back for the Caps. Joey Juneau stops, centering pass, looking for Steve Fox, who had pinched in on the play, but Brian Smolinski did the job. Loose for a moment. Now Gonchar tries to hold it in. He does. This whistle's wide, although they're going to say it is an offside play. Must have just hopped over the line. Gerard Gauthier in perfect position to make the call. While Craig and I take a sip of water, let's go down to Dave Johnson. Dave, you talk for a while.
Thanks, guys. I'll try to make it long so you get a nice big drink. Washington Post scoreboard, we take a look at Florida with the win tonight over Boston, 4-2. Jody Hull with 2 goals tonight. Florida now leads that series 3 games to none, and we'll take a look at the baseball scoreboard as well. The Orioles getting a win in Kansas City tonight. The Orioles defeated the Kansas City Royals 11-8. All right, go ahead and swallow, guys.
Keep going.
All right, well, we'll make sure we have Game 5 on HTS Friday from the Civic Arena. It starts with the Roy Rogers Capitals report. That's my job. You guys ready?
Not yet.
All right, we'll go. Right. Thank you very much. Dave Johnson will be joining us in Pittsburgh. Roy Rogers Capitals report live at 7 for Game 5, if we ever get to it. We're still in Game 4. We're well past midnight, and this is the second overtime. Todd Krieger trying to shake something free. Centering pass off the side of the net by Pavanka. Now it hops out of the zone. Cote must play it quickly over to partner Jim Johnson. He'll dump it right back in as the Caps change up on the fly. Mike Eagles now on. Chris Tamer decides to go the safe route, banking it off the boards. Hunter throws to Eagles. Eagles fires, and it's squeezed in by Kenny Reggett.
Chris Tamer with a turnover. He had lots of time to throw that one off the glass. He turns it over. Mike Eagles goes back the other way. You're going to see a good opportunity for Eagles. The blast. Here it is, intercepting the Tamer pass. Now Tamer's got a backpedal, and here's that hard, low shot. Just about squirting through the 5-hole of Kenny Reggett. Another anxious moment for the Pittsburgh netminder. Eagles with that hard blast. Look at Miller just pick it up a notch and go hard to the net, looking for any rebounds. Still in this second overtime. The Caps have the legs.
And they have a face-off to the left of Ken Reggett. I don't remember Peter Nedved ever being any better on face-offs than he has been tonight. But this time he loses to Dale Hunter, who's got Gonchar. Now blocked by Ronnie Francis, stops Gonchar. Gonchar will try again. Throws it to the front. Kicked out by Reggett. Penguins can't clear. Nedved and Hunter doing battle. Dale Hunter walks away with it. Centering pass looking for Gonchar. Picked off by Yager, and here he comes. Yager. One-on-one with Tenori, who holds him up. And then pushes him into the glass. Dale Hunter takes his time and finds an open area to clear the zone with.
Yager's, I'm sure, seen enough of Mark Tenori after this game.
After this series. Remember, it was Tenori who put Yager from the game after a thundering hit in the third period in Game 3. 5 minutes remaining in the second overtime. Caps and Penguins deadlocked at 2. Dietzig flips it over Cote. Sylvan back to play for Jim Johnson. Todd Krieger can't come up with the puck, and back to play it is Sergei Zubov. Pavanka out with Krieger and Bondra. 3 speed merchants for the Caps. Assuming they've got anything left. A bouncing puck. Fooled Reggett for a moment, but it was going to be an offside call anyway, so Ken Reggett had a freebie there.
There's that last bouncing puck that was already called offside. The whistle went, but look at the trouble. It gives Kenny Reggett right there, that last skip in the hop, causing problems for Reggett. The puck comes out where the shot originated from right now. The fans here, a lot of them have left. Probably work tomorrow, Al.
Well, there's some people from Pittsburgh who came down who actually have to get back to Pittsburgh. But pretty fair portion of them have remained, and we're glad you're still with us on HDS. Orioles victorious tonight. On part of HDS, we want to see if we can do the same thing for the Caps on HDS too. Out of the zone, here is Juno. Joe Juno with some speed, and who's going to work with? Shooting, save Leggett. It's loose. It didn't go over the line. It did not go over the line. The light did not come on.
And there's going to be a penalty right here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think it's going to be a roughing penalty, maybe to Zubov. We're going to have to wait and see the call here. Dan Marawelli saying, get over here. And if that came off, what Hunter's going to ask for is that should be a penalty shot. That's what he's saying. Hey, give us a penalty shot for knocking the net off when the Caps had a great chance. It's either a penalty shot or an automatic goal. If you have an open net and the net's knocked off and you have a chance to shoot the puck, it's awarded a goal, and that's what they're going to be arguing down here. Here's the play right here by Joey Juno coming through the neutral zone. And here's the play right here. Here's the shot coming in on Kenny Regan. And watch the puck bounce close to the goal line. And there it is, going close to over it. And there's Tamer knocking the net off. And the argument still continues with Dale Hunter. Here's the play once again by Juno. Watch that puck bounce out in front of the net there. Look at that. Wow.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's give credit, though, to Chris Tamer. I mean, he pushed the net off, but he got his stick out first to clear that bouncing puck away. Chris Tamer in that situation will gladly take the penalty. He may have saved the game for the Pittsburgh Penguins with a terrific defensive play, as that puck was right there, loose behind Kenny Regan. And Dan Marawelli makes the call. So once again, the Capitals will have a power play opportunity in the overtime. This is the second overtime. The Caps had the first man advantage of the first extra session. The Penguins followed that up later. But this was something that Chris Tamer had to do, and it may have kept the Pittsburgh Penguins alive. The Caps hope the stay of execution is only momentary. They're talking about getting word to the replay official, but as we saw, that definitely did not come anywhere. Well, it came close to the line, but not as close as many people.
And it might be a penalty shot.
Actually, the puck is lying there at center ice. This could be it. And maybe they have changed it.
Because what happens if it's a delay a game, you could be awarded a penalty shot. We're going to have to see what happens here. And that's what Marawelli came over to talk to the linesman
about. That's where you put the puck for a penalty shot. This could be one of the most dramatic moments of the night, and a game that has seen plenty of dramatic moments.
And here it is right here.
Called it.
Here's Joey Juno coming in here. Here's the shot. And watch what happens. The puck's going to just about roll over. You'll see Tamer stop it. But still, the Capitals, there was a player in position, Jeff Nelson, to go in there and have an opportunity to put the puck in the net. During the regular season, right, if there's a delay a game in the last minute of play,
it looks like we are going to have one of the most exciting plays in hockey, possibly deciding a game in its most dramatic moment. 4:16 left in the second overtime. Dan Marawelli has talked to the Pittsburgh bench, Jim Schoenfeld, and I think what's going on here is I think it's a decision on who takes the shot depending on who was on the ice. Joe Juno looks to be the man who could have an opportunity to win it. Joey Juno.
Right, anytime now you have a delay a game in overtime, it's an automatic penalty shot. And that's what Marawelli came up with. And that's why I question that delay a game call. Had he called roughing or anything else, it's a penalty. We got a penalty shot. Joey Juno. Call it out.
As I recall, the last time the Caps were in a position like this in the postseason, Bobby Carpenter had a penalty shot on Long Island and failed to convert. Now it will be Joey Juno one-on-one against Ken Regan. A chance to win the game here. All throughout the season, goaltenders in the NHL have had the advantage on penalty shots. You can't ask for greater drama than this. Joe Juno considering the move he wants to make on Ken Reagan. Reagan, who is talking to Dan Maruelli. It will be a one-on-one battle that could decide not only this game, but the series as well. Here comes Juno. Saved by Reagan. The puck was bouncing, the puck didn't settle down, and Kenny Reagan may have saved the series for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Man, oh man, if this doesn't finish off with the Capitals' victory, they're in deep, deep trouble on that penalty shot. Joey Juno went full speed, had trouble controlling the puck. Watch the speed he has here, and he starts bobbling the puck. He's just flying in here, and now he gets the puck up and rolling. You can see the puck rolling. He has no opportunities to deke the goaltender. It's late in the second overtime, but man, oh man, he really went in with a head of steam. Sometimes you want to go under with a little more control. There's the shot, and there's the save by Kenny Reagan, and it's amazing. Now he's taking a little breather. What a save by the goaltender Reagan, the most impressive play in the hockey, and it comes in double overtime. A delay of game call against Tamer. The penalty shot, no goal.
Well, Craig, with the possible exception of Peter Bondra, that probably would be the guy you'd want to take a penalty shot.
Yeah.
It was bouncing on Joe Juno, and Ken Reagan stayed right there, waited for Juno to make the first move, and with a bouncing puck, Joe Juno probably didn't get the shot he wanted. But Kenny Reagan, in relief of the starter Tom Barrasso, after Barrasso left after 20 minutes of work because of muscle spasms, has saved the day, at least momentarily, for the Penguins. Now the Penguins come back. They put Nedved, Francis, and Jagr on to try and win the game outright. This crowd trying to settle down. Tamer firing it in. Denorti muscling against Jagr. These guys have battled all night long. Jagr away with the puck. Trying to spin. A little pick play run for Jagr. Frees him up for some room. Now Jagr goes back to Tamer. Tamer shot. And Denorti blocked that. Tamer again. Polzik sweeps that aside. And the Caps are able to clear the zone. This will be an icing call. Unless Reagan touches it, and he does. And the Caps keep it in. The hustle of Peter Bondra, helping the Capitals for a moment. Now Thomas Sandstrom on with Brian Smolinski. Sandstrom. His wrist shot deflects wide. Sandstrom will try again. He's got Roach. Here's Dave Roach in front. That's backhanded wide by Smolinski. Daniel, he can't keep it in the zone. Fires it back in with 3 Penguins trapped. Caps will have an opportunity to walk up with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second overtime. Here is Sandstrom again. Mastered by Mike Eagles. Turnover created by Eagles. And now Eagles has his helmet ripped off by Thomas Sandstrom. Deason will just flip into the Washington zone. Evan Miller, a big hit on Sylvain Cote. Cote recovers, has a second opportunity to clear the zone and does. Todd Krieger almost was away, although Tamer was back playing center field. The first shot by Glenn Murray sails wide. Denorti comes in, pushes it past Zubov. Right off the bench to play it was Peter Nedved. 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the second overtime. Here's Jagr. Jagr trying to sweep the puck free. Cote flips it out of the zone. And Tamer sets up Jagr again outside of the Capital blue line. Trapped inside was Nedved. He and Krieger working at each other. These two are a second away from going off. Maruelli lets that go, but of course the Penguins to hold up until Nedved could get out of the zone. Now Kelly Miller. He squeezes it past. Povanka trying to be the first to it. Instead it was J.J. Daniel. Miller roughed up in front of the Pittsburgh bench. Povanka to the loose puck in the neutral zone. Plays back for Jimmy Johnson. Ahead for Gonchar. Gonchar finds Peter Bondra. Bondra will shoot. That goes off the leg of Daniel. Here is Dave Roach. Dave Roach firing on Kolzig. He holds on with 1 minute and 3 remaining session of the night.
Right now, this is the second longest game in Capitals history. The other one, obviously, against those Islanders. Way back when, there's that game. Well, 3 Caps 2. Annie LaFontaine scored that big one.
It's funny, Craig, I was sitting in the exact same spot that night, except for some reason, I'm doing more yakking than I did. I know how Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement and my old partner, Mike Bournes, felt. We've had a dandy tonight. Certainly wouldn't like to see it end to the Capitals' advantage, but we'll continue on with a minute 3 remaining. In a very important face-off, and it's interesting. I guess Nedved had just been out there for a shift because Peter Nedved has been so good on these face-offs, but it's going to be Smolinski to take the draw, and the Caps win the face-off. An important draw won by the Capitals, and they have an opportunity to move up ice with less than a minute to go in the second overtime. It's thrown into the zone. Hand-to-hand combat at the Pittsburgh blue line. Ustorf sweeps it further behind the net. Wilkinson chases it down, backhands it ahead, and the Penguins able to squeeze it out. Kolzig settles it down for Jim Johnson. Makes a nifty back pass for Sylvain Cote, and Eagles sends Ustorf away. Ustorf into the zone. Hunter tracking to the front of the net. Going for a loose puck. It never appears because Reagan held for the faceoff. Stefan Ustorf has had a great game. One of the young players given plenty of opportunity to shine by Jim Schoenfeld. He has been a consistent presence on the line with Dale Hunter. I've got a pretty good solid hit earlier in the game that shook him up for a moment, showing resiliency. Stefan Ustorf has come back and played very strongly for the Washington Capitals. .1 seconds left to go. Juno, Nedved, the key matchup on this faceoff. Gonchar and Tenorti back at the blue line for the Capitals. Pavanka out there as well. Peter Bondra is the other winger. Nedved sweeps it back to a free corner, and Zubov backhands it around, but not out. It's Michael Pavanka sending it back behind the Pittsburgh net. Zubov has to play again, loses it to Cote. Francis has to come in and help. Now Nedved with some room in the corner, tries to flip it out and can't do it. Gonchar holds it in. Finally Nedved flings it down. Quickly back is Tenorti, but he won't have any time as the horn goes to end the second overtime. The Capitals had an opportunity to win it outright. A penalty shot by Joey Junot, stopped by Ken Reggett. And because of it, we will head to a third overtime in what is already the second longest overtime game in Capital history. Don't go anywhere, we'll have it for you, but first, Dave Johnson. Let's see if he can drag a guest in for some further intermission activities on HTS.